Hey guys, Conda here. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about love and just giving you some inspiration, hope, and faith in such a beautiful time in our lives in this generation. Disclaimer, this is just me sharing my experience. I'm not a professional. Please seek professional medical help if you need to do so. So without further ado, let's get on with this topic. So love is in action. And a lot of us don't want to admit it, but we are loved. We just have had bad experiences that makes us easier to believe that we aren't. Because if we did believe we're loved, we have to be loving towards ourselves and to other people, and that requires tapping into your heart. I have met so many men who are so emotionally closed off, who don't know how to regulate themselves, and they just don't have the emotional intelligence because I didn't have the emotional intelligence. So you are what you attract. Taking full ownership and responsibility, I decided to want better. But same spirit, different body. The reason why you keep attracting the same people or a blessing comes into your life and you can't sustain it is because of you. That's simply what it is. You're the one experiencing this. No one else is experiencing what you're experiencing. So you got to take ownership. And because love is an action, it is consistent. Love it is neither created or destroyed. It is there. And so I've been going through a lot of just heart rebirth and just understanding my worth as a woman. And lately I had to really ask myself, what exactly is love? Do I love myself? Because if I did, this person would stay, or that these things wouldn't keep happening. So when you decide to love yourself, you are going to have trial and errors. It is easy, it comes to you easily, but it also tests your character too. And this is exactly why not a lot of people are willing to want to get into relationships. People that really want a relationship don't get into it being perfect. You get into relationships to perfect this very version of yourself. And the reason why people don't want to get into relationships or really have commitment issues these days is because they don't realize how much work it has to be done. The hardest thing is telling yourself that you're inadequate and that you're not enough in this moment in time, and you have a lot of growing and working to do. And a lot of people just choose to be comfortable, and they complain about not having the right partner, or they complain about not having the world that they want, but they're not willing to put in the work. And so when I decided to love myself, it wasn't like there was a feeling. I just was tired of being treated like crap. I was tired of not knowing the answers. Hell, I was tired of, just not being chosen. I am someone's wife. Period. I'm someone's wife. And if they can't see that, then no man, no boyfriend, no friend's gonna stop me from that. So when you love yourself, whatever you're experiencing now, the heartaches, the heartbreaks, X, Y, and Z, you love yourself enough to walk away, even though you don't know what walking away looks like. You might falter a little bit, you might make mistakes, but you just know this world doesn't serve you anymore. So love is an action. And here are some signs and symptoms that you are actually where you need to be and that you are loving yourself. So love is God, right? Love is healing. Love is a spirit, and it's there. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. And so when you truly love someone, and you have that connection, it's real, right? But the thing is, your soul can decide what it wants to do. And so the universe likes to test your intentions all the time, because if people's intentions were pure, they would stay. And if they're not aligned, God has to remove that, okay? And so when you decide to love yourself, it's gonna feel like one of those feelings where, is it ever going to end? It's gonna feel like you're in this dark space. You don't know if what you're doing is right. You're just crying every single time. You're probably smoking your pain away, excuse me. You might be drinking, you might be feeling, and you're just crying and you're sleeping. Good, because you're finally leaving the old world. You're in between the worlds, and this new world is trying to come about. So when you go to get your tires fixed, some people wait, right? And it's the wait game that really just kills some people internally. Because you really just don't know when it's going to be fixed. I mean, you kind of see the progress, but you know that you need your tires fixed. You know this world, these tires don't serve anymore. And so it is the wait game. It's so grueling. It is this disgusting feeling of, I don't feel like I'm going anywhere. And I'm still reading, I'm still praying. So it is the action despite what you feel. And this is why people don't want to get into committed relationships, because the moment your partner highlights the ugliness and the lies in you, you have the choice to either do something about it or continue to live that cycle. But don't be complaining when your life isn't going the way that you want it to. So love doesn't just, if you do decide to choose it, it doesn't just constantly shed this old version that doesn't exist, but it literally points out the deepest, darkest shadow self and being vulnerable with someone. A lot of people just don't want to open their heart. A lot of people would rather just screw their lives away. I'm not about that, you know, and you have to understand you're someone's wife, you're someone's husband. You can't be treating yourself like dirt, okay? And if they're unfamiliar with you, if they don't know where you stand, like, that is okay. Still do what you have to do. And you don't blame them for what they do, because their sole purpose is different. So when you love yourself, a part of that isn't just staying in this void and waiting for a new world to come while doing the work, but sometimes you have to let them go. And if you let them go and they decide to come back, that is love. And that's what society doesn't want to tell you. That's what people don't want to wait for, because we're so used to gratification. Like Amazon Prime is an example. You know, you can go on Tinder dates and stuff, but real authentic connection requires patience and trust and crying and shedding old programs. And this is why, if you truly want a marriage, you're going to have to work for it. It is an everyday thing, but you can't want something that you can't give to yourself. And so I'm gonna give you an example. I had mommy issues, but I didn't realize I had mommy issues. I pushed all the women away from my life, and it was just easier to say that, oh, long distance, oh, you know, they stopped talking to me, so whatever. But they kept coming back. But I kept not responding, and I kept telling myself I'm busy, it's not, you know, just giving excuses. But like they kept coming back, excuse me. And I realized in the moment in time I was rejecting love, because a woman is a representation of love. I'm not saying a man isn't either. I'm saying a woman is a representation of love. She gives life from love. And so I was like, what I was complaining about of like, oh, why doesn't love stay? It's because I have been rejecting little moments of love, whether it's through friendships, whether it's through not eating the way that I want to. Like, people don't understand that if you truly want love in your life, you're going to have to open your heart. You're going to have to heal. Healing isn't this woo-woo feminine science thing and it's only for girls. Healing is, are you going to let your trauma define you? And if not, how are you going to overcome that? And it's always reaching to the best version of yourself. And so a lot of people, they stop growing. They think that a college degree is it. They think that because they have the body, because they have the house, that they stop growing. The moment you decide to stop learning, stop growing, you're actually internally dying. And growth is one of those things, and that no one is going to do for you. You have to choose. So if they decide to leave, let them. If they decide that they're not ready, let them. If they decide that, hey, I want to work things out with you, let them. It is the understanding of, are you whole, fulfilled, and satisfied within yourself to have discernment to allow love into your life? And I didn't realize I put so much I hid so much of my mom pain and my dad pain away, that I attracted people that just were emotionally unavailable or were not ready. And so I decided to be emotionally available for myself, and that is a form of love. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Love is an action. It is the bravest thing you can do in a world that's telling you to do hookup culture and delayed gratification. You can easily get pussy and dick. You can I'm sorry, like it's the reality. You can easily DoorDash food. You can literally pay someone to bring you food. You can couple taps. It's actually really scary. A couple taps and you can have a man or woman laying in your bed naked. I'm serious. This is the world that we live in. Nobody wants to work for hard things anymore, but complain when hard things that they want aren't attainable. It's literally your fault. And so that was the biggest lesson I had to learn, was I made myself emotionally unavailable because I had not healed the pain, regardless of if I'm a woman, regardless if I do the gym and all that stuff. Pain doesn't discriminate. And I decided that I'm not going to allow people in my life that aren't willing to grow. And it is hard because it's okay to miss people. It is okay to want things to stay, but it's not going to change the fact of like they chose what they chose. And it is the believing that can there be something greater than what I'm feeling right now, but I just know I can't go back to that world. And yeah,